Hey guys, we've had to top hop. I was invited to the
I
United
was forced
Conference
to
that
go
you
to the
just started.
United
Leave the
Nations,
original
and
video
it
down
was
below, you already know.
so stupid. Let me explain how I, a random university student with zero diplomatic skills and an odd number of chromosomes, ended up at the most pointless
Okay.
conference of all time. There might be some long sentences here and there, but I promise you, bear with me, you will not regret watching this video.
Okay, I
It
hope
all
not.
began when I was admitted to university in Switzerland. 2 weeks into my
Alright.
studies, I saw an academic advisor haphazardly running around the halls of the university, grabbing every student he could see. Apparently, some chucklefuck
Now that wild
decided not
sound
to
effect.
continue his education over the holidays, and they needed to urgently replace them in an upcoming UN conference. Without thinking, my friend goes like, what about this guy?
What
And
about
points
this
at me.
guy?
I am not an international relations student. I have never been to the UN, and I have no idea what a conference even is. Given my awesome
Damn.
qualifications, you would think they'd reconsider. But the fact that they didn't should tell you a lot about the professionalism of the meeting. So watch until the end to see how brain dead this conference turned out to be. I
Alright.
went to meet my
I'll make
career
sure I did.
advisor who gave me 18 pages of timetables and other hieroglyphic information. He told me, "Come there at 9, you will understand everything on the fly, it's not difficult." Like I said, professionals. They told me to dress professionally, so I put on my best Snoopy sweater and came there at 9. The conference starts at 11:30. Why do I need to be here 2.5 hours before?
It'd
At
be
this
like that.
point, I started not just questioning their professionalism, but also my life choices. I took that opportunity to raid their buffet, drink like 6 cups of the most horrible coffee ever,
Sure.
just out of spite. Then I was assigned to a delegation of diplomats from the Maldives. To be fair, I didn't even know Maldives had diplomats, let alone diplomats they could spare to attend this mumbo jumbo. Their
Mumbo
presence was
jumbo,
extra
the
iffy
YouTuber,
since
okay.
the purpose of the
They're
conference
nice.
was to discuss the security in Europe and economic consequences of the Russo-Ukrainian war. Whatever, the conference was starting to begin and we walked into a massive
Not the
meeting
Russian
room with
type song.
hundreds of people in it. It had delinquents from all over the world. Congo, Cambodia, Cayman Islands,
Ooh.
so many countries that ultimately had nothing to do with the topic of the conference whatsoever.
Mm.
But you know, maybe there was some deeper meaning behind all of this that I just didn't
Sure.
get. So the unnecessarily long, drawn out, and boring conference began. To my surprise, the second someone started talking, my delinquents just pulled out their phones and started watching TikToks, sending each other memes, giggling, and talking. But to their credit, every time someone finished talking, they would stand up and applaud for 5 minutes straight. Here is where the stupidity begins.
Okay.
The second day was dedicated to ecological problems, and the Maldives delinquents were the first to speak. He walks on stage, opens his presentation, and begins talking about turtles for 2.5 hours, showing images, yelling, crying. And I'm not talking about single tear for dramatic effect. This man was weeping. He talked about how we all need to stop using
I mean, makes
plastic,
sense,
and
but
for
man,
nearly
that's
tens
why
of
I'm here.
billions of dollars we can
Why did
save
I
a
sign up
couple of
for it?
turtles. Finishing his presentation by saying that this is not a suggestion or a recommendation. This is the only path forward. Now, don't get me wrong, there was some truth in what he was saying. But considering the first
True.
day was spent on talking about wars,
Obviously.
children dying, possibilities of nuclear wars, and other horrifying shit, openly weeping about turtles did not seem like the most important headline.
Sure.
But the third day was the most ludicrous. A representative from Switzerland came out and talked about how Europe is facing an economic crisis, and that we all should tighten our belts and use less energy.
Damn.
Suggesting that Geneva, one of the most expensive cities in the world, should implement scheduled power outages. Now, again, there was some sense in what she was saying.
Sure.
But after the conference ended, I took a stroll around the never-ending United Nations building. With thousands of empty offices, hundreds of empty meeting rooms, all with lights turned on. Now get this. For the first time since my arrival to Geneva, I felt an extremely hot radiator. No, it was not lukewarm. You could grill a steak on that shit. I thought, okay, now this legitimately can't get any more stupid. But it could! Turns out, this
more?
was a rehearsal, with students and interns, and the actual conference is going to happen in 2 weeks. They flew out hundreds and hundreds of people to
Bruh.
rehearse talking about ecological and economic crises.
That's crazy.
Jesus Christ. The situation repeated itself when I was asked to go to the same conference the next year. This time I was assigned to a Nigerian delegation, and honestly, at this point I thought I was prepared for anything. I brought a bunch of documents, I took an assigned seat next to my Nigerian delinquent just to witness this brilliant man spend the entirety of his time playing online slots. I kid you not, he played until he ran out of money completely, adding more money multiple times throughout the meeting, and when he ran out of money, this champion started watching a streamer playing online poker. Honestly, I'm in love with this man and his dedication to what is truly important. Now that I'm a third-year attendee,
Sure.
I can finally properly participate in
I'll give
these
you that.
conferences.
You
These
were doing
meetings gave
something
me a
very
clear
important.
understanding of what I want to do in
Well,
life.
truly important.
Attend meaningless
Nonetheless.
meetings in massive, heated buildings where I can play slots and watch memes.
Sure.
Eat overstacked
Do
buffets
before day
and
to life,
discuss
play-
how the general
playing slots and
population
watching
should
memes.
cut down on their consumption. With random people from all over the world that have nothing to do with anything that is being discussed. Just know, if you know any international relations people and they tell you how important they are, just realize that they are as effective as dispersing a gay parade with rubber bullets. Okay, subscribe, bye!
Yeah, like to hit the notification bell so you got another video. Peace.